TP just hit on NQ. Took out the high. I'm gonna hold because ES is probably gonna take out the high right now with this momentum. Boom. Boom. We just hit TP. We just hit TP, folks. Right there. Fibers were caught on stream. Here's executions. I just TP'd. Literally just TP'd. Should be a very green day. Great price action. Delivered nicely. It worked perfectly with my system. So hopefully, I'm hoping everyone made money today. If you didn't, you need a journal because I mean, I don't see how you could really end red if you're sticking to this my system here. Is it? I don't think it's possible. I think it's impossible here to end red. But yeah, you can see that's basically how, you know, I look at the charts, I view it, and there we go. That's how you trade, guys. That's how you trade for a living. Exactly how you trade for a living. There it is, Fiverr Sword. So right there, hit TP. That is, look at that. Do a quick recap. Look at that TP too. You guys see that? Did we take out those highs too? I think we just barely took those highs out. We literally wicked it and it came back down. You guys see how powerful liquidity is in my drawn liquidity? I think my drawn liquidity percent in terms of like being right so far, I think I've only been wrong one time. I've been right like 6 times. Again, if you're not on the free Discord, you're also missing out because once in a while I will post drawn liquidity and such in the free Discord and I'll look at everyone. But yeah, man, it's literally right here. I don't know what else to say, man. Up, we are up. And we wicked it. And I'm gonna do this now because we just hit full TP. Okay, so going over day, we have about, I'll do a more in-depth recap for all the course members. You guys know for the course members, I always do very detailed analysis on every single trade, all the confluences. There's things I don't mention on stream, obviously, to gatekeep certain things. But I do tell all the course members that. Anyway, you know, we made, what was it, we had 3 winners on a day, 3 winning trades, and 2 losing trades. That is, what's the win rate today? 60% win rate, so literally aligned with my average. Yeah, Kevin, I'll go over that in the course with the course members only. So after I hop off this free live stream, I want to make sure I keep certain things exclusive to you guys since you guys paid. Overall, 60% win rate, 3 out of 5 trades caught in terms of winners versus losers. We had a seminar winner, which is just my setup that everyone, if you are in the course, you should have taken this yourself off stream. That was Severus Award, and it played out nicely. It's a data wick setup to 80% setup, and same with the reversal. I just had a tight stop loss. Otherwise, today would have been an 80% win rate day, but you know, nothing to complain about because we are up a lot of risk reward today. Today's a very big day for me. So, and for anyone, it's a big day. -1 here, small stop loss, but it did play out. Trade idea was correct. And then I took this trade, which should have been a 9 risk reward, but again, like I said, I tried my stop loss here because price was not respecting the band anymore, and we just came back down and ultimately mitigated this that I was looking at to see. And I said it wasn't high probability before, but because we held this low here on NQ, and NQ was still far away from this PY, I was very confident in price holding structure since structure held here, right? NQ still held the low. So I was very confident then at this point of this PY holding. This would be basically a setup here with the continuation to the upside. And so I took this trade here. If you guys want to see executions, show you guys executions. Where was it? This one. So this long here, this was the trade initially on all my funded accounts. So you guys can see the entry. I bottom wicked it here basically before this wick closed. That was my entry. I stop loss. If you want to know how I traded this, obviously I have course videos going over trade recaps of a few times when I do take trade entries like this and there's a lot of confidence just going to this trade. We're not blindly just taking a random trade here. So took this trade here basically, and stop loss was right below that wick here, expecting this to hold. This also had an SMT with NQ, so we had SMT with NQ. That was Confluence as part of the entry model. It's part of it. If you want to know how I ticked it, obviously you have to get the course and you'll learn that there. And then my TP was just at the week high here. Now in the screenshot originally, you can see my TP was at the 5-minute POI here, but I later decided to move it because of momentum. I've made videos discussing why momentum matters and why it does not matter in the course. But to me, I was still seeing price actually go higher, so I just moved my stop loss, or sorry, not stop loss, my TP. I moved my stop loss to break even. It shouldn't come back, and move my TP basically to 599.50, which you guys, if you check the charts, that's literally basically the high right here. And we got so close. This is when I took a screenshot. We got so close to my TP here, and we just edged me, man. This is the second time on stream. The other time on stream, it hit me break even and then it hit straight to my TP drawing liquidity. This time, it basically did almost the exact same thing in a sense. So I took that screenshot of showing I was still in the trade, and unfortunately, it came back. I trailed my stop loss below this, and assuming this inducement holds, which price reacted off of into a PY and actually went higher. Now this is inducement here. I have a video explaining why this is inducement, but for a higher time frame overall, all this just became liquidity in terms of the PY that we were looking for. Now later on the stream, we had this loss here. This loss here was not the highest probability setup, right? There's a lot of reasons why, but this is, I'll explain later to the course members privately, not on stream, but this is not the highest probability setup. I said it was a more risky trade if you want to take it, and that hit stop loss right there, which is okay. That was what I marked there was just a POC for those wondering, but if you took an OB entry model, it's right there. That hit stop loss. I'm completely okay with that. That's literally one win, one loss, and then one win, one loss on a day. So it was not bad for me at all. And in terms of risk reward at this point of the day, I was already up. So here, trail stop loss at 3, so 2, we had net 2, and then -1, 1, and then this huge winner here. So we had a 8. I was already up 8 risk reward at this time. Okay, so those are trades there. And then I called another stream, or sorry, another trade on stream here live. You guys can check the timestamps if you don't believe me. Literally all recorded live. This is like a 3.5 hour live stream on my YouTube. Check the live section. This PY I was looking at, again, with the Confluence NQ right there, that gave me high confidence in this setup being an A setup. I wouldn't say it's an A plus entirely, but it's definitely an A setup here. And you know, we took the entry model that I teach everyone and we hit TP. You can see it took a while. It took about like an hour or so, almost 2 hours actually. Whoops, 2 hours almost. And we basically hit TP, you know, at these highs. I TP'd slightly early above that high there just because look how exact that TP was. You would have gone out exactly right before the reverse flow going down. Now, would I be shorting this right now? It's up to you, but to me, this is counter trend obviously, so lower probability, and I already made my money for the day, and I'm honestly good, man. I'm good with this because what happens to some traders is this. What they do is, let's say they take this trade, right? And then let's say their TP was here or here, based on my PY indicator, and they hit stop loss. So that's fine. That's -1, right? So from your net total, let's say you're up, I was up, we did math here, 5 plus 3, 8, -1, 7, and then plus 7, 14, -1, 13. So overall in the day, I'm up a total of 13 risk reward on my trades. But let's say you took a -1 here. That's not the problem. The problem is what happens is people, they get greedy. And when they get this -1, some people, for some reason, they start going on tilt even after one loss because they're like, damn, I had such a good day. I don't want to end my day on a red trade. I think a lot of people struggle with that, ending on a red trade. So they start looking for more setups. And what happens is when you look for more setups, that's okay if they're A plus setups, but people force trades randomly. That's when you get chopped up in the middle of the range, you get knocked out, and then by that point you take 3 or 4 random trades. And I know you guys can relate to this because I used to do this in the past until I developed the system that's very good and a very mechanical, not just a mechanical system in terms of strategy, but a mindset where I'm able to understand probabilities, and I have videos again talking about probabilities if people are struggling with those. But yeah, it's just the probabilities, man. You got to understand probabilities and not force trades that are not within your edge. So what happens is, again, people will take this one loss. That's okay. It's fine with me if you take that loss. It's not fine with me if you start taking 3 to 4, 5, 6 random trades. And then guess what? Instead of being up today, let's say you weren't up 13 risk reward. Let's say you didn't take some of these trades, right? Let's say you just took the 2 trades earlier on stream, which is this -1 and then this +5. You'd be up 4 risk reward. You take this -1, now let's say you're +3. And then once you take those random trades, you get greedy. You don't want to end it. You can't accept being wrong to end the day. Even though your P&L is still green, you should be happy with that. People can't accept losses sometimes, and therefore they take these 3 to 4 to 5 losses in a row. And then guess what happens to the P&L? This +3 green day turns into a minus. Tilting can go far away, man. It could go -4. You could lose 7 trades in a row. And I'm sure people can relate to this because we've all done this in the past. I don't know a single trader that has never tilted before in their life. So I just think this is a very relatable thing and something you just want to keep in mind when it comes to taking trades. You want to think in this mindset to not just try to take every single trade, but only take the ones that are at high probability and just close out for the day, man. Once the opportunities don't present itself anymore and don't force trades. So what happens is people end up -4 risk reward, and you think it ends at -4. No. See, what I've seen from not just other traders, myself also in the past, this -4 just spirals to a blown account. So not a personal account, obviously. Personal account, should be impossible it should be impossible for you to blow a personal account if you're risking 1% per trade in a single day. Unless you're taking 100 losses in a row somehow, which is not possible, really speaking. This -4, from my experience and from other people that trade finance, for example, this goes to a -10, where you basically blow the entire account. So that's something that typically happens to people, man. They let emotions, fear, and greed get to you, and it's the greed that I think matters more. A lot of people are more likely to be greedy to take more trades than fearful to avoid trades. I think you should be more fearful in general as a trader than to be greedy. Now, when I say fearful, I don't mean to hesitate on your setups. If your A+ setup like this, A setup here, I call it on stream live, occurs, you need to take it without hesitation. We don't have a 100% win rate here. We do have a high win rate and high risk reward, but not 100%. So again, you shouldn't be hesitating in terms of fear, but you should be fearful in terms of taking low probability setups. That's how you should be thinking. So setups are counter trend like this. Could they work? Yes. Could you make some money? Yes. You could have scalped this for sure, but the odds are just not in your favor in terms of the 50-50 rule, and it's better to just close out, especially if you're already green for a day. Just close out. And again, if you take this -1, that's okay with me. Just don't continue taking random trades after that, or can you start taking random trades after that and end your day red? Because at that point, that's out of my control. You ending red is completely on you. You know it's your fault, and there's no one can really blame except for you. You can't blame the market for taking your money because you basically did it to yourself, because the market's always right. So that's basically the gist of today's trade recap, going over trades taken on stream, things like that. Quick little short analysis. Again, I post an in-depth analysis to all the course members in a bit when I get the time. I'll probably take a break for now because I'm basically done. This was a long training session. Usually I trade 3 hours or less, but today was a bit of a longer session. It's about 5 hours, 4 to 5 hours ish. And talking is not easy to talk continuously over a long period of time. But yeah, just going over a few psychological tips. You don't want to be this trader that blows their account after being up a lot for a day. 3 risk reward a day consistently goes a long way. That's 60 risk reward a month. People don't even believe in 20 risk reward a month. So you got to put that into perspective, man, on P&L. So keeping that in mind, man, I hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to hop off here shortly unless anyone has any general questions. And yeah, hopefully you guys did end all your day green because we had good price action today.